Hi, this is actually making this for Ariana, but I'm also making this for all my sisters out there. And I just wanted to say to you girls that sometimes the ones that we love will throw a him or his or my brother or whatever out there, and now it's something completely different if it's meant in a rude or a harsh way, but it's something, then yes, I can understand why you would be upset about that. But if it's not meant in that fashion and it's just a slip of the tongue or whatever, you know, if your coworkers accept you for who you are, if your family accepts you for who you are, then, well, don't you think that if they have a little slip of the tongue, you know, it's not something to get worried about? And also, you bring up your residence. Now, I'm sure things are going to be way different when we're residents, and one day that will probably happen, but, you know, they're a little hard of hearing. A lot of them really don't see all that well. So, I've watched a bunch of your videos in the past, and girl, you are one crazy woman, by the way. Just give your coworkers and your new residents a chance to get to know you. When I was in class for the LNA before I got dismissed, which, by the way, actually is a good thing, because it made me open my eyes. Like my mom says, you know, every time a door closes, another one opens. And I think the one that opened for me was, I realized that I really do have to transition. I really do have to do this to be happy. But in my class, there was a woman, I'm not going to say her name, but there was another T-girl in the class. Actually, I thought there was a T-boy too, but come to find out, she was just a very butch lesbian who probably weighed 100 pounds soaking wet, but she was an absolute sweetheart. But so after a couple days, you know, I didn't really talk to her, so I was trying to be in the closet, so she had the surgery a couple decades ago, and she'd been living as a woman for many, many years. And here's the thing, your voice is like light years beyond hers. And also, you know, after a while I started thinking, who knows, maybe she's just a stereotypical Jewish woman. So don't be too harsh on the residents, because they'll probably just think that you have a very husky voice. Cher pops into my head when I think husky voice, and, well, nowadays I want to do her because she's like 70, but, you know, back in the day, oh yeah. So, let those around you see the light of love and tenderness in your heart, and be a little nicer to yourself, and realize that you mentioned in your video that you used to be a lot more happy-go-lucky the first time you did it, and now you're being more worrying about them and everything like that. Well, I don't remember if you're on hormones or not, but if you are, I believe it's the hippocampus is the emotional elephant in our heads. and estrogen will strengthen that part of your brain, so you will get more emotional. You will try to see the other person's point of view, and you will do stuff that will try to make it so to avoid conflict. So don't be so hard on yourself. And the rest of my sisters, don't be so hard on yourself once you have taken that step and you do start noticing that. Because Ariana and myself I'm about to become an LNA in a few weeks. Restarting the class. She's already an LNA for a second time. And realize that once you do start the hormones, it's not just going to be all about wanting to cry over a milk commercial. You're also going to be picking up the traits that a lot of women have. Now, admittingly, a lot of them have a head start on us, but we do have one thing. We don't get periods or menopause, or have to deal with the pain of passing a child. Someone had to say it. I'm sure a lot of sisters would like to be able, but no, not me. No pain, no LASIK and electrolysis. Enough pain for me, for now. But those in your life, coworkers, loved ones, what have you, if they're not doing it maliciously, saying her or saying him instead of her, or any other pronoun, don't play the pronoun game with them. They deserve more, because they're giving you their best. Sometimes they slip up. That's okay. They're human, just like you, just like me. As always, stay safe, stay frosty, and peace. Because that's what the female brain wants. Later.